Hi everyone and welcome to our channel. Today we are going to see one of the C concepts. The concept we are going to see is control statements in C. So far we have seen the sequence, right? A line by line execution of the statements, and the control statements are used to transfer the control based on some conditions. For example, we can observe two types of control statements in C language. The first one is the conditional statements and the unconditional statements. The conditional statements, like, based on the condition we will transfer the control. Okay, see the selection and iterative statements. Today we are going to see the conditional statements, selection and iterative statements as a part of this video. Selection statements are nothing but if, else and switch statements, which are nothing but based on the condition the control will be transferred, and we will use the iterative statements, which are nothing but loops, in order to do a task repeatedly. Now let me show you all those things. Observe here the syntax of the selection statement. Simple if statement. This is the syntax. If is a keyword or a reserved word, and you will specify your condition here. If this condition is satisfied, then only this statement will be executed. If this condition is not satisfied, then this conditions or these statements will not be executed. And observe the if else statement. Observe, if this condition is satisfied, these statements will get executed. The control will be transferred here. If this condition or expression is not satisfied, then the control will be here and this statement will get executed. Okay, one among this will be executed, not both. Okay, if this condition satisfied, this statements, otherwise this statements. Okay, now see this one, if else if ladder, which means it is used to check multiple conditions. If this condition is satisfied, we will execute this statement. If this condition is satisfied, these statements will be executed. If above two conditions are not satisfied at all, then the default else block will be executed. Okay, in this way the flow will happen in if, else and if statements. Now let's see a real-time example. For example, I want to check whether a number is a greater than 0 or less than 0 or equal to 0. Now let's see how to do that. First, let me take integer number int n, and let me ask the user to give a number. Enter a number. Okay, \n. It is an escape sequence to print the message in new line. Scanf is the statement or a method to read the input. %d, because it is an integer type, &n. So whatever the value entered by the user will be stored in n. Now see what we are going to do. First we are going to check if number is greater than 0. I am going to write a statement, printf positive number \n. Else, see, if the number is less than 0, means else if the second condition I am going to check. If the number is less than 0, I am going to write a message. Let me copy this message and paste it here. I am going to write the message as negative number. And the next case is what? The default case. If the number is not greater than 0, not less than 0, which means the number will definitely equal to 0, right? In that case, I am going to write the message as equal to 0 \n, and let me write a semicolon here. Let me save this code and execute. Observe, it was asking a number. Let me give a positive number 100. It was giving me the result as a positive number. Why? Because here itself the condition is matched and this statement is executed, and the control won't be transferred into these statements. Okay, observe this point. Now observe this one. Whenever I executed this, let me give a negative number -100. It will given as negative number. Why? Because here the condition is a failed. So this statement won't be executed. This condition is satisfied, so these statements will be executed. Now let me give you one more thing again. Let me give as a number as a 0. See, equal to 0. Why? Because the above two conditions are failed. That's why the default case has been executed. Clear up to this, everybody? And we will see the loops concept now. As we seen, the iterative statements are used in order to do a task repeatedly, right? There are two types of loops, means pre-test loops and post-test loops. Pre-test loops will check condition first, okay, and then execute the body of loop. But post-test loop will execute a body of loop first at least one time, and then it will check the condition, okay. The example of a pre-test loops are for loop and while loop. The example for post-test loop is the do while loop, okay. Now let's see the syntaxes. The for loop syntax is, first you need to do the initialization of a loop variable, check the condition. If this condition is satisfied, execute body of the loop, update the loop variable, again check the condition, again body of the loop, like this. This will execute repeatedly until the condition is failed. Okay, now similarly the while loop also, initialization part, check the condition. If the condition is true, execute body of the loop, update the loop variable, and do this process repeatedly until this condition is failed. Similarly here, you can observe the do while loop. This is a post test loop, right? Before checking the condition itself, you directly execute the body of the loop at least once, and then you will check the condition. Now let's see each of them with examples, okay? Observe the example. First I'm going to take the for loop. Let me take int I, a loop variable, okay? Now see, for I equal to 0 is the initialization, I is less than or equal to 10, and I plus plus. For example, let me put I less than or equal to 10, which means starting with this number, while the loop variable value is less than 10, and keep on updating the variable by incrementing by 1. Let me print the value of I is percentage %d backslash n comma I. Okay, now see, for the first time 0 will be printed. I plus plus 1 means 1 less than or equal to 10, look, condition checked. Again 1 will be printed. I plus plus I will become 2, 2 less than or equal to 10, 2 will be printed. Like this up to 10 numbers will be printed. See, my task is printing. I put this task inside the loop so that it will be repeated continuously until the condition is satisfied. Now let me execute here. See, 0, 1, 2, 3, so on up to 10. Right, now let me tell you the while loop then. The same scenario we will write here. While the condition I need to specify, while I is less than or equal to 10, right? This is the condition I need to specify. I specified inside it, and I need to initialize the variable I equal to 0. This is the initialization part, condition checking part, and my task execution part. And I need to update the loop variable, right? I plus plus. Now let me execute and show to you. See, the same output you will get, 0 to 10. Now let me test you the do while loop. Let me remove this. And for do while loop, you will check the condition at last, right? First, you will directly take here. Directly you entered into the loop, you will print 0. I plus plus, it become 1. 1 is less than or equal to 10. Again print 1. Like this loop will continue until I is less than or equal to 10. Execute me once. See, the same output we will get. Like this, we can use the loops concept in order to do a task repeatedly. Okay. And this is all about the control structures in the C programming language. And in the next video, we will come up with some more new topics in C language. Please support our channel. Please do like and subscribe to our channel for more videos.